evening, everybody, and welcome to our second annual Skinner Middle School Debate Competition. My name is Nate Braidman. I will be your Master of Ceremonies. Let me explain a little bit to our audience members what we've been doing throughout the year and explain the methodology and the content that we have been studying. What we do, what we abide by, our company, is we believe the best way to master knowledge is to go through a crawl, walk, run strategy. So what we do is in order to master a certain topic, we have the kids memorize certain basic facts. That's the crawl stage, and then we have them draw conclusions from those facts. That is the walk stage, and then we have them develop a persuasive argument and debate and counterpoints, and that is the run stage. And now we will turn most importantly to who. So let me introduce our teams. On my left, immediate left, is Miss Annalisa Montoya, and she's the subject matter expert for appeasement. Next, Miss Aspen Coates, and she is going to be covering the Korean War. Next is Alan Cisneros, and he is the expert on the Cuban Missile Crisis, followed by Daniel Brown. He'll be covering the end of the Cold War, and our cleanup hitter is Mr. Owen Smith, who will be talking all things Iraq. Their competition. On my right, we begin with Mr. Calder McCarthy. He will be debating the appeasement section. Next, Miss Marissa Lucero will be covering the Korean War, followed by Miss Alondra Gil Gonzalez, and she will be taking the Cuban Missile Crisis. A.J. Sanchez will be our end of Cold War expert, and our cleanup hitter on this team is Mr. Hayden Breitzman. So he will be debating Mr. Smith on the Iraq War. So let's begin with our lightning round drill. What I do is I will ask them questions, and they will have to answer as many as they can correctly in 1 minute for 1 point each. Daniel, the end of the Cold War, your 1 minute lightning round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. What does SDI stand for?
Strategic Defense Initiative.
What was SDI designed to protect against?
Russian missiles.
The Soviet leader came to power in 1985.
Gorbachev.
What was Glasnost?
To open up.
What was Perestroika?
Rebuild.
What did MAD stand for?
Mutual assured destruction.
In 1983, British were getting critical information from this source.
KGB spy. Reagan.
What did he call the Soviet Union?
Evil Empire.
What did a Russian pilot
Korean
shoot?
passenger plane.
NATO stands for this.
North Atlantic Treaty Association.
Define pummel.
Beat down.
Define proxy.
Substitute.
Define refute.
Prove wrong.
The 1970s policy. What?
Detente.
Oh, all right, very good. All right. Soviets thought this NATO exercise was a prelude to war.
Pass.
Reagan and Gorbachev first met here for a summit in 1985.
Geneva.
This 1987 treaty abolished.
INF.
What did Reagan do after the British warned him of Soviet concerns?
Rhetoric.
What did he do with his rhetoric?
He toned down.
Okay, very good. All right. Now, we will go to our what-if question for Mr. Brown. What if the British had not been running Oleg Gordievsky, the KGB spy you mentioned, as an agent in 1985? What would have been the most likely consequences? So, let me ask you this. Okay, well, who was Gordievsky? You've already identified him. Do you know where he was stationed? Just a little bonus point.
No.
Okay. What information was he providing the British?
Information on the nuclear weapons.
Okay. Can you give me specifically, we talked about a couple of examples of what he was ordered to watch. Do you remember what those were?
No.
Okay. How about this? What did the British do with this information?
They told us.
Okay. What did Reagan do as a result of this information?
Toned down his the way he was like rhetoric.
Okay. And what would have been the consequences if we had not had that information? What do you think would have happened?
World War III or nuclear war.